Today I'm going to do a video in response to a question I have gotten many times, which is, it's my first trip, what do I absolutely have to make sure I do? So I thought I would go through rides and shows in each park and let you know my picks for first timers. Starting with the Magic Kingdom, the three mountains, Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain. Have to do all of them, and those are must-dos for me on every trip as well. Haunted Mansion. This has gotten a couple of upgrades, but it is still classic. Have to do it every single trip, so you cannot miss it if it is your first trip. Pirates of the Caribbean. Same deal. I absolutely love that ride, and that is a classic ride as well. It's a little bit different than the Disneyland version. It's a very cool ride. Have to do it. Mickey's PhilharMagic. This is not an original, but it's really fun. It has some classic Disney movies in it, and the special effects, it's 3D movie, and it has some pretty cool special effects. So really recommend Mickey's PhilharMagic. Peter Pan's Flight. Now this is a very old ride and old movie, but it's still very cool. You know, if you've seen the original Peter Pan, I think you'll really like it. Get a fast pass for it because the line sucks. It is they have recently, mind you, they have recently changed the line. I've not been there since the new line has been opened, so I can report on that after I go this summer. But get a fast pass for it because it's a pretty slow moving line. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. This is a new one. It's a cool ride. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing ride I've ever been on, but it is very cool, and it's still pretty new. So I would say for any first timers going now, go on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Carousel of Progress, I kind of go back and forth. I really like the ride. The history behind it, you know, it was presented at a World's Fair a long time ago. And it's neat. I think it would be cool for kids to see how people lived a really long time ago. By no means is it a thrill ride or a really exciting ride, but if your kids are at all interested in history, I think that would be a really good bet. It's a Small World. Again, it's a classic. You don't go on this expecting huge thrills and big drops or anything like that, but it's a classic and it's a fun ride. And to wrap up the Magic Kingdom, my last suggestion is Wishes, which is the nighttime fireworks show. Very cool. Moving on to Epcot. My must-do rides for first-timers at Epcot are Test Track. Not a lot to say about it. It's a very cool ride. Soarin', get a fast pass. That line also kind of sucks. It can get very long. The Seas with Nemo and Friends. I love this ride. It's not surprising based on the name. It's obviously a pretty slow moving ride, but the technology is very cool. The Land, I'm sorry, it's my absolute favorite, one of my absolute favorites, so I have to say it. And I think it's really cool to see what they're capable of growing. And I liked it even as a child. So The Land, Spaceship Earth, you can't go there without going in the big ball and, you know, not seeing what that's about. Again, it's more about history, and it's a slow moving ride, no thrills there. And then lastly, as far as rides and shows, must-dos for first timers is Illuminations, their nighttime show in Epcot. Moving on to Hollywood Studios, I don't have as many here, but my must-dos there are Tower of Terror, absolutely, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Toy Story Midway Mania. Toy Story is currently their newest ride, so it's the most popular. Make sure you get a fast pass. I am not able to go on simulator type rides, so I can't do Star Tours. When Body Wars was still in Epcot, I was not able to do that, the kind where you're sitting in the seat and watching a movie and your seat moves. I get very sick on that. I can go upside down, riddle me that, I don't get it. But, so I can't speak to Star Tours. I've heard people really like it, but I can't speak to that myself. Moving on to Animal Kingdom, your must-dos there. Kilimanjaro safaris. It's like the whole purpose of Animal Kingdom. You have to go on Kilimanjaro safaris. Depending on the time of year you go, if it gets very hot during the day, try and go either earlier in the day or later at night when it's cooler, because that's when the animals are going to be more active. Expedition Everest, awesome ride. Can't go without going on that one. Get a fast pass for that one. Festival of the Lion King, that is a show, and it is phenomenal. They have gymnastics and music, and obviously it's set to the story of The Lion King. That is a must-do for us every single trip. It is wonderful. I highly recommend it. Dinosaur. That you're in a moving vehicle, not to a screen, but your vehicle's actually moving. And no surprise, there's dinosaurs there. That's a very fun ride. Flights of Wonder is a show, and I've recently found Flights of Wonder online under a hidden gems section, and I totally agree. I love the show. I think it has great humor, especially for those of us who don't really get a lot of jokes. It's great. You'll understand the jokes there. It's a very good show. It's interactive, so you don't have to participate, but they interact with the audience a little bit. So highly recommend Flights of Wonder. And lastly, It's Tough to Be a Bug. And that one is another 3D show with some special effects. And you have Flick, which I haven't seen in a really long time. I think he's from the movie Ants. It's a great show. That's another must-do for us. So I hope you found this helpful. And this is my response to people who are going for the first time and say, what do I absolutely have to make sure I do? Make sure you do these rides and shows. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.